Morning. This project is a custom install of a Kranzle K7-122 and hose reel, which I'm going to wall mount in the garage behind me. So let's have a look at what we've got. So this is the existing setup. As you can see, it's quite tight inside. I've got hot and cold water into the garage from the main house here on the right hand side, but there's not a lot of floor space. So what I'm intending on doing is mounting the jet washer and reel on the wall here next to the socket that I've already got in place. So get the cars out and go through all the bits that I've got for this setup. I bought a 2.4 by 1.2 metre sheet of 18mm ply. Everything will be mounted on that. I just think it'll be a cleaner build and install. Kranzle 7-122 total stop TS model. I did originally want to go with the 10-122, but on measuring the flow rate from the main supply, I was getting somewhere between 8 and 9 litres a minute. Looking at the information available, it suggested that caused premature wear. So I'm going to shelf mount that on the wall and have the hose reel beneath that. I'm planning on using this 1 metre length 15mm pipe with 3/4 connection straight onto the inlet here, like so. That's going to be then fed from the mains. I'm going to replumb over the top of the garage, so I'll have a T-piece so that I can run down then to a garden tap, as well as feed the jet washer. Some more speed fit fittings there, 2 new black plate elbows for the garden taps, some hose clips, backing plates to space out for insulation, and I managed to pick up some red and blue garden hose for the bucket filler hoses. Picked up these brackets on eBay for the shelf. I've drilled these holes out to accept the through bolts, left the top holes as is because they're just going to screw up and into the shelf. They've been coated with plastic coat. These are the through bolts I've gone with. I'm not entirely convinced they're big enough, but we'll see how we get on. Coming off the Kranzle on the outlet side, I'm going to go into this 20 metre 1-wire hose reel. The link hose on that is 2 metres in length. That's going to be too long, so I do have the necessary gubbins to shorten that hose and then make a new connection down there. Then coming off the 20 metre hose will then be into this quick release fitting. I believe that's M22 into 3/4 into the quick release then into the Mosmatic gun with swivel. At the end of the Mosmatic gun we're on a mini quick release, which I've then got the lance with quick release again at the end. I'm going to use my existing PA foamer, just need to change over the connection with this. And then I've obviously got my jets in different degrees. I think these are 3.0 size. I have to check that. Yeah, these 3.0. So let's start with the woodwork. I want to get this now measured up, cut to size, start making the shelf, and then I can get some sealant on it, and that can be drying off while I start tackling the plumbing. Okay, good luck everyone. Got this about as close as I can now without me fouling my knuckle when I wind it up. I want to keep it quite high because ultimately this is going to be sat above my car, so I'm just going to mark roughly where these holes are, and then I can start to get a level on it. I'm just going to work out the width of the shelf now. So just have to make sure there's enough space for this pressure release valve to blow off. And I know Matt said it was about a finger's width, so if you just do a finger's width, I can measure out from the edge of this now to see how big I want the shelf, which 21 centimeters will do. There's probably a million reasons why I shouldn't be cutting this way. Get the idea. It's going to sit like that, but I'm just going to route off these edges first so they're a bit tidier.
That's good. Let's get those screws in.
Okay, that's the bracket. Looking good, so that is going to go there. I can mark my holes out now and be sure that everything's in line. So it's starting to come together now. Hopefully it's a bit clearer what I'm trying to achieve. The Kranzle on top of a shelf with the reel mounted underneath. I'm going to shorten this feed loop, but I can run that through the brackets there actually, and it should be quite tidy. And then straight into there. That'll make quite a nice clean install. So that's all the holes marked out now for both the brackets and the hose reel. Next I'm going to make a shelf to hold these jets. I'm just going to drill through so they'll just sit in a recess. So I've got my holes for holding the jets, and I've done another larger hole here because I'm going to stand this up in it. I'm just now working on a holder for the top piece. Right, so I'm trying to make a little bracket now that the top of the wand will come in and then get caught in a little passage here. I'm just going to try and jigsaw this out now. So move up the bus a little bit here. That's a bit better. So I've got 4 jet nozzles, one for the base of the wand, one for the top of the wand. Just going to cut this off now on the table saw and route the remaining edges. Hope this works and doesn't destroy everything I've just done. Right, let's give these a bit of a sand. And yes, the table saw is unplugged. Just finished making the holder for the snow cannon. Just a hole for it feeds through and routed in just the profile there. So I can now start to work out where all this is going to sit and get it assembled up. Notched out now, and I've got the depth, so this cover piece can go over the top. From behind, it's going to work as a nice little holder. I'm just going to route those edges off now. I want to attach all these brackets from behind just for a cleaner finish on the front. Right, I'm going to seal this now. Got the board propped up on the wall now. I'm just trying to find the best place for most of the drill holes lined up with a full brick. Okay, so frame's mounted on the wall now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws and brown raw plugs just to get the main frame on the wall. Now I'm going to drill these 8 holes for the raw bolts. Okay, raw bolts are in. Took a bit of a hammering to get them all in. But they're in place now, so I think the first thing to do is try and get the shelf mounted. Right, let's see if we can get this shelf on. So it's shelving permanently in place. Hose reel is on just with a couple of screws because I'm going to have to come back in to connect that feed pipe up. Handle works perfectly without any bashing on the shelf. Probably the next thing now is to work out shortening this feed hose. So just mock up this. So I'm just going to come through these shelf bracket holes, loop around there, and then loop into there. Keeping that all nice and tidy. So I need to cut it. It needs to finish about there. So fortunately, just before cutting off this fitting which came with the hose reel, I've just noticed that the new fitting, although that threads into that nicely, the pitch on these 2 threads isn't the same. It's a bit hard to make out. So this won't thread into the hose reel. This is the one that came off the hose reel. This won't thread into the hose reel. So that is the wrong fitting. So if I now shorten this hose, I'm not going to be able to use it and test it. Okay, jumped on a bit here now. A couple of clips in for the pipes coming across. Pipes coming down into the taps. Got the Speedfit flexi coupling on, which will just sit the other side of that, which I'm quite happy with because it's not kinked. I have shortened that. The original 1 metre version I bought was way too long, so that's a 500mm length. It is a 3/4 BSP fitting. Okay, so starting the plumbing now. First piece is in there. Flex tail into the Kranzle, and now I'm just going to come down into that first tap, and then there'll be continuous runs from that T-piece over to the other side of the garage, and from that tap to the other side of the garage will be a continuous run. Okay, end of the second day at this project now. Hot and cold feed pipes are here ready to be plumbed into the existing connection. They go lagged pipes up and over the roof space and then down, as you can see here. Cold runs down T-pieces into the Kranzle, down to the tap. Hot runs down to the tap there. Started day 3 at this project. I got fed up of trying to set these taps using PTFE tape, so I've gone with some Flowmaster pipe thread seal. Not used it before. Hopefully that'll work out. I mean, it looks like quite a big gap, but that's where it's got to be for the taps to be vertical. I'm going to refit the standard length lead hose because it's Christmas holidays at the minute. It's going to be too long to wait for the right part to arrive. So I'm going to get that done. Next job now is to connect up the feed, which I'm just going to put these ball valves on. So because the cold water tap's the lowest point on the house, this is just going to keep running for evermore, even though I've shut off the stopcock. So what I'm going to do is just try and do this now while there's a bit of water still running through it. So, nuts olive, insert, let's get a bit more water out. And then I'm putting on these ball valves, full flow ball valves.
Let's just nip this up now.
Okay, now hopefully that should stop when I shut that off. Which it does, perfect. So one's connected up and in place now, just need to connect up this final cold flow. So it's both pipes connected up now. No leaks, happy days. Just space this one over a bit so we can get easy access to them. So now just need to let the Loctite dry on these taps before I run the water through. So next thing now is reconnect up this link hose. Next job is just to attach these little stainless P-clips around the feet. There, and I'll put one at the back if I can get a screw into that. Right, I need to try and change over the attachment on this, my existing PA foamer. Job done. Just finishing up now, hot and cold are connected. Ball valves to the original feed, up and over the roof space, then down. I've got the 2 meter lead hose into the reel, which obviously is not great, but I can't wait for the correct part so I can shorten that cable. I've put the quick release on the end of the hose, put the new probe on the end of the PA foamer. Just waiting for these this liquid thread, PTFE thread, whatever stuff, to set before I check. I've also got some P-clips for the cabling, securing the cabling. We're working well. Okay, just need to fire it up. All seems good so far, no leaks. Right, let's see what we've got. Really quiet, really quiet. So I'm pleased to say the only leak on it is one I didn't tighten up, which just looks it's between the swivel and that reducer there. I'll soon nip that up, I'm sure. so that's as far as I can take things now. Since I was last filming, I've secured the power cable with some stainless steel P-clips, some flange head screws. I've still got a pack of P-clips to secure the lead hose, but I've still not been able to shorten that lead hose down yet, so that I'll have to be done at a later date. Since firing this up now, I've realised that I needed an extra valve there so that I can still leave the water on to just fill my buckets or run a standard hose pipe off the cold tap. What I hadn't worked out is that with water flowing to the jet washer all the time and me storing the gun separately for clearance when I'm putting the cars away, water just comes out of the hose. Sounds pretty obvious, but it hadn't occurred to me. So I've just dropped in another ball valve there now, just for when I want to use the jet washer. There you go. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found some inspiration and enjoyed watching it. Give me a like if you've enjoyed it. Also, you can click up here to subscribe, or you can click down here to watch the pizza oven video. Stay tuned for more projects.